with the latest news in the NFL.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? I know what it is, man. It's the night of madness, of course. Monday Night Madness, what y'all all been waiting for. I'm Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter. Of course, you already know how we give it up. I'm Marcus the Alphabets, Mr. Coffee Talk himself. Man, give my man Marcus the Alphabet some props on his coffee talk. You know, doing it, and doing it well. Uh, words of LLPJ. Shout out to him. Give him his props on that. Make sure y'all support. I know some things is in the work, folks. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not Paul Heyman. I'm not gonna be the spoiler to some things, but I know some things are in the works. Shout out to my guy Marcus the Alphabets. Nevertheless, man, we gonna rock it. We gonna support. My guy Russell K is in the building. What's up? Music Streams USA, iHeartRadio is in the building too. He's super excited, still happy about his cheap victory with the he's super excited about that. Still in all, he's super happy about that. Um, Shout out to y'all.
Let's talk about winnings.
Happy Monday to all of everybody that's tuned in right now. Shout out, make sure y'all like and share the show. I appreciate everyone who supports us. We got a very interesting show to talk about, to talk what we love to talk about the most, which is sports, of course. Um, Man, interesting week. Real quick, y'all. How y'all week been? Just real quick before we get into these phenomenal topics. How y'all week been, Marcus and Russ. Marcus and Russ.
Well, it's Monday, but damn, man, I wake up this morning, it's like a blockbuster deal going on. This is kind of like a slow time in sports. I'm not really a big baseball fan. We talk sports, but I'm not really a big baseball fan. And then, we just had the NBA finals last week. So We got about 3 weeks until NFL training camp. We had a goofy ass fight this weekend. Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah,
we can hear you.
Okay, it was like freezing up there for a second. So we had the crazy ass fight that Canelo and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. If I was his dad, I would be at the courthouse today. I would have been at the courthouse today. I'm changing your name. You are no longer Junior. You will not carry my name any further. Your name from this time forward, you will be known as Julio Gonzalez. You are not a Chavez anymore, man. Because this dude is just, But people still paying to see Jake Paul fight. Whatever. So this is a slow time and just ready for NFL to get here and training camp and all that good stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Russell K.
Well, unlike Marcus, I love baseball, man. So we got to talk a little baseball here. The Buffalo Bisons won 2 games in a row. They knocked off Lehigh Valley the last 2 games of the series. So, they're still like 16 games back of the 500 mark. So we got to keep on pulling for our Buffalo Bisons. And, up here we're also covered in Charleston River Dogs and also the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. I mean, those 2 teams are on fire right now. I mean, both those teams were they were like 16 games back of the 500 mark, and then now they're above 500, and they're vying for the final playoff spot in their respective divisions. So we'll see how that plays out, man. But what's up with the Buffalo Bisons, man? They won 2 in a row. Hopefully they can get on a roll, and 16 games is a lot to make up, and there's not really a lot more games left. You're already like a quarter way through the second half of the season, so hopefully they can get on a roll and they can make some noise. We'll see what happens. But up here, I mean, as I mentioned, the Charleston River Dogs and the Myrtle Beach Pelicans, they're on fire right now. These teams are playing some great baseball, and hopefully they can continue. And these were 2 playoff teams last year, and beginning of the year they didn't look like they were to get back to the playoffs. But we'll see what happens. I like Marcus, man. I was surprised about that Steelers Dolphins trade. I mean, I was actually just woke up. I just got back from Charlotte, and I'm back here up in our Somerville location. And on the way coming home, I saw that news flash. I'm like, at first I thought I was like seeing things. I'm like, no way. There's no way the Steelers would trade one of their star defensive players to the Dolphins. And would they get returned 2 big mouths that don't really haven't really done much. So, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that trade. But other than that, though, just keeping busy, station growing, and so it's been a crazy week for us. That's for sure. That's it for now.
All right. Speaking of which, let's get to it. Mr. River Dogs and baseball and Buffalo Bisons, yada, yada, yada. Let's get right to it. Why not? All right, folks. You know what they alluded to earlier. We'll talk about it right now. Let's get to it. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers projected secondary now. Trades have been made. Mika Fitzpatrick is no longer a Pittsburgh Steeler. Traded Miami Dolphins for Jalen Ramsey. Quite interesting. Jonnu Smith is now over there in Pittsburgh as well. Quite interesting. He was a Dolphin last year too. I've heard the news that Miami supposedly won this trade. Do we agree or disagree? Do we agree or disagree? Marcus, start with you.
Steelers Dolphins trade.
I think it's I would have to say Pittsburgh won this trade. I can look Minka Fitzpatrick. He's an outstanding safety, but I can find I can find another safety. I think trying to find good corners is one of the hardest things. And then when you look at the division that they play in, when you look at, to me, we got to deal with Jamar Chase and Higgins. That's what that tells me instantly. You got, a physical corner in Ramsey. I don't think he's not what he used to be. I don't personally think he's the best corner in the league anymore. I think that honor would probably go to Patrick Surtain Jr. and maybe a guy like Stingley, maybe a guy like Sauce Gardner. But he's still a very capable corner, big physical guy. And you need guys like that. You need guys like that. And then I think he could probably help out Joey Porter Jr. I think he's an ascending corner. He's a little grabby for my taste. I think he holds a little bit much, but and then you got the old veteran and Darius Big Play Slay. He's not what he used to be anymore. So you got. I just thought that they had bigger needs, and it makes me wonder, like, what is the overall game plan? What is your long-term plan when it comes to this? Because you look at, they still haven't paid TJ Watt, and TJ Watt is looking, you're looking around and you're seeing all of these other edge rushers get paid. You just watch Max Crosby get paid, and you watch Danielle Hunter get paid. And then the guy who a lot of people compare you to is 1-2. Generally, most people, they consider, Myles Garrett and TJ Watt the best two edges. Maybe a guy like Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons he'll probably end up being the highest paid non-quarterback. But if you're TJ Watt and you see Myles Garrett making $40 million a year, and then you're on the Steelers and you're watching the Steelers make all of these moves and pay all of these people, when you look at, they just paid, you traded for DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is making money. You just traded for Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith, he got it. 1 year, $12 million. He's one of the highest paid tight ends now. Pat Freiermuth got paid. You watch all these guys. Alex Highsmith got paid. You watch all of these guys that have gotten paid, and then Ramsey comes there, and then they just gave him a raise. So I'm a former defensive player of the year. A lot of people consider me a top 2 edge rusher in the league. And we brought in Aaron Rodgers too. So it just makes me wonder what the overall game plan is, because I always thought the defense was pretty good. Their issue was they couldn't stop the run. Derrick Henry ran through them like Taco Bell food, And then your offense is kind of lethargic. You got a 40-year-old quarterback. You got rid of George Pickens. You got rid of Najee Harris. So it just makes me wonder. I don't think either one of the teams win their division. I don't think that the Steelers are the best team in the AFC North. And we all know that the Dolphins aren't the best team in the AFC East. So I just think it was a trade to try to get better. But, I mean, you're both in divisions that you're not going to win. So, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. But I would have to give the slight edge overall to the Steelers with Jonnu Smith. I think Jonnu Smith is the one who kind of tips this trade, because now I think you're going to see a lot of heavy sets with the Steelers. I could see 2 and 3 tight end sets where you have Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, and Washington. Don't forget about the kid Washington out of Georgia. He's very physical, and I think they're going to get back to old school Pittsburgh Steelers football. Smash mouth football, the kid they got out of Iowa, Caleb Johnson, and they still got Jaylen Warren. So we'll see. I think they're trying to get back to their roots, a run-heavy team with, really good defense. But I just don't know. It's I don't know. The thing that's going to make all this go, what is the overall verdict for TJ Watt? because there's a lot of people that believe, oh, the Steelers would never get rid of TJ Watt. And I'm just like, do you want to pay TJ Watt $40 million? That's the question. I always ask people, they're like, oh, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. I asked the 49ers fan, you want to pay Brock Purdy $50, $60 million? And all of them, no. Okay, so I asked my Steelers fan, do you want to pay a 30-year-old edge rusher who's still very productive? Do you want to pay TJ Watt $40 million? Because he just looked at what Myles Garrett got, and he's going to want equal to that or more. So that's what this all comes down to. Do you want to pay TJ Watt $40 million? You got Aaron Rodgers on maybe a 1-year deal. He's already talking about, this is probably his last year plan. He drafted the kid out of Ohio State, Will Johnson. I don't know what's up with him, Will Howard. So we'll see. It's just, but it was the news of the day. We'll see, on paper, it looks okay, but we don't play football on paper. So, we'll have to, in training camp and stuff like that, we'll have to gauge it from there. So we'll see what happens.
Russell, your thoughts on the trade?
Well, yeah, I pretty much agree with Marcus. I mean, you're spot on, right? Now, but going back to TJ Watts, there are reports, though, that the Steelers have no intention of getting rid of him or trading him, that they're going to work on trying to work out a deal to keep him in Pittsburgh. So from what we've heard, they have no chance of even trading or letting him go. So I don't think Pittsburgh's going to let him go. He's a great player, still got a lot of time left to play, and if Pittsburgh were to get rid of him, that would be, in my opinion, a really bad move. So so reports are that they're going to keep him. As far as the trade itself, though, I agree with Marcus. I think you have to give the edge to the Steelers here. Much of what Marcus said. Aaron Rodgers on a 1-year deal, possibly not playing anymore after this. But as you look down, much of what Marcus just said, right? I mean, look at the Titans they have now. They got Smith from Miami. They got Freemuth. They got DK Metcalf, who's going to probably be like a true number 1 wide receiver for Pittsburgh now. You got Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball. If they can keep Aaron Rodgers healthy, he's definitely got some weapons now to throw the ball to. So yeah, I would agree. Pittsburgh definitely has a slight edge. And as far as Miami, what is Miami doing? You get rid of 2 guys now. Who are you going to replace them with? I mean, I'm just looking at the list as I was listening to Marcus give his feedback, right? And if you look at Miami's list of players who try to take up the spots now for the players they lost, I mean, there's no name on that list that really stands out to me. So what's Miami going to do? And so, I mean, me personally, again, I like to trade for the Steelers. And my question now is, what is Miami going to do? Now, yeah, you get a star player from Pittsburgh, but I mean, if you look at the playoffs, the last few years, the playoffs with the Steelers, he's been burned many times, and Fitzpatrick's been burnt many times on the play. So, is that maybe one of the reasons why Pittsburgh got rid of him? There's talk that might be one of the reasons why Pittsburgh let him go, because in the playoffs, Pittsburgh didn't really do much, and when they did, defensively they just weren't performing. And and Fitzpatrick, go back and look at some of the plays. Fitzpatrick got burnt so many times, and maybe that was one of the reasons why they traded him to Miami and try to get something for him now rather than later. And that's kind of my take on it. But again, what's going on with Miami? I wish Jay was here right now. Jay Renaud, I'd like to get his opinion on this.
Here's the thing about that, though. It always amazes me when people say, we have no intention of trading this player.
Right.
We have no intention of playing. We have no intention. Again, I tell people all the time that when people say that, for the right price. We've seen this a bunch of times where people are like, we have no intention of trading this player, and then you look up and then they're gone. We have no intention of trading just whoever. We've seen this a bunch, and then they get like a haul, and it's like they totally change their mind. It's some straight up Godfather type stuff. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. Yeah, you can say that. If somebody comes here and offers me what I paid for my house, oh, we'll give you, $200,000. Okay, cool. No, I'm good. I'm not, because then I got to move all my furniture, and I've done a lot of work, and I got new turf put down, and got some new paint and stuff. I'm not moving out of here for the same what I got. But if you come to me and say, we'll give you $400,000, sold. I'm out of here. So when they're saying, oh, well, no, we have no intention of trading TJ Watt. If somebody comes to you right now and they say, you know who else also said they weren't interested in giving up somebody? The New York Giants with Saquon Barkley. They said that, there's no way we would trade. So we love Saquon. Saquon's the best thing. We'll give you that. So get them out of here. If somebody comes to Pittsburgh, they can say whatever they want. If somebody comes up to them and says, we'll give you 2 first-round picks and an edge rusher.
What do you think like go though? Here's
the thing. Here's the main thing that we have to remember. You have to pay him. He's not. If I'm TJ Watt, I'm not taking less money than Myles Garrett. You're already at Max Crosby's at 35. Danielle Hunter's at 36. Myles Garrett's at 40. So starting is I'm not taking less money than Max Crosby. I'm not taking less money than Danielle Hunter, and I'm the same age as Myles Garrett. I'm not taking less money than. We both have Defensive Player of the Years. We both are generally considered 1A, 1B, 1, 2, whatever as far as edge rushers. I'm not taking a dime less than Myles Garrett. So once again, I asked my Steelers fans, would you can say, well, we don't want to get rid of him. I understand that. Do you want to pay Myles Garrett $40 million? That's the question that we have. We have no intention of trading him. If somebody comes up, the Bengals are in the same situation. Well, we don't want to trade him. Okay. Well, then you either have to pay him or you're going to have to try to trade him. If I'm Trey Hendrickson, I'm not taking less money than some of these guys, because you know who has the most sacks over the past 2 years? Who's got 35 sacks?
Hendrickson.
So you look around and you're looking at Max Crosby, you're looking at Danielle Hunter. Oh, and you got Micah Parsons coming up too. He's 25, 26 years old. So he's going to probably jump over Garrett. Micah doesn't have Micah Parsons doesn't have a Defensive Player of the Year award, and he's going to probably be the highest paid. So if I'm TJ, I'm looking at that too. I'm like, this guy, I got over 105 sacks. I'm an all-pro. I'm a former Defensive Player of the Year and could have won again. That they might have. A lot of people felt like he got cheated out of one. So you got to look at that stuff. If I'm the Steelers, I'm looking very seriously. Now I'm not giving him away. But it gets to a point where when you look around, you're like, okay, his highest value is right now. His highest value is like right now. Next year, he'll be 31. And in 2 years, he'll be 32. He was kind of banged up last year. And if I can't win games with you and Derrick Henry's running for 200 yards while you're on the field, why would I pay you $40 million? Because Derrick Henry, do we remember what the Ravens did to them last year with Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry made TJ Watt look like he never played against the read option ever in his life. That's what he made him look like. You want to pay $40 million for that? Hey, you go for it. You go right ahead.
Hey, Marcus, question for you. Who do you think? I mean,
Lord have mercy. And yeah, right. YouTube talked long enough. I'm sorry. YouTube talked long enough. I've heard you. And I guess I'm a start some fires today on the show. Oh, Lord have mercy. I had to get a swig of my lemonade to find something sweet because I was listening to all this bitter gibberish that I was listening to for the last 15 minutes. Nowadays, everybody got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish. fact that they forgot about Trey. Now, with that being said, Marcus, you ain't slick, sir. You smooth talking individual. I ain't forgot that you got a bet, sir. You said the Cincinnati Bengals was gonna be second place this year. You said that the Steelers wouldn't be better than them. I ain't forgot, sir. You said that the Bengals was making the playoffs, sir. I ain't forgot, sir. I hear all this gibberish you talking. It's smooth, real. It comes off your tongue real smooth. Oh, TJ Watt. Oh, it kills me. Don't you say nothing. I'm gonna mute your mic. Don't you say a word. I've been listening to you.
Just answer this before you go on your diatribe. Before you go on your diatribe, just let me ask.
No diatribe.
Would you get? Do you want to give TJ Watt $40 million?
Watch this. Here's my answer. Now I'm gonna mute your mic and Russell so he can't say nothing either. Let me do that right now. Hello, sir. Do not let these two fool you. The reason why do you want to pay TJ Watt $40 million, sir? They ain't got to pay him this year $40 million. Go ahead and tag him if you want to. Go ahead for the year, because what the Pittsburgh Steelers is doing is putting all the chips on the table. If you're not making moves, you're not trying to get better. If you're not trying to get better, you're not trying to win. And what is one of the things that we've been saying about the Pittsburgh Steelers? They haven't won a playoff game in God knows how long. So what do? They bolster their defense. They bolster their secondary. Hold on. Marcus would love to talk about the run game, but yet totally forgot that Lamar Jackson passed for over 4,000 plus yards last year. Or Joe Burrow, who was a triple crown quarterback who just threw for almost 5,000 yards. So, yeah, what do? They go get Jalen Ramsey. And you know what? I keep hearing all of this banter about, oh, they're older. They're older. I hear a team that is getting seasoned veterans so they can make a season's run. When you put a bunch of seasoned veterans who have played the game and can be good, now they will say, this naysayer right here and that one up there will say, oh, they're old, yada, yada, yada. Well, why? How come the Bills ain't won and they young? Huh? Mr. Old Man, answer that question. How come the Bills ain't won and they young as hell? Or sir, we ain't forgot that star is about 2 centimeters from your big old head down there, Marcus. How come your team ain't won, sir? Are they young or old? I mean, let's be clear. Let's be real on the diatribe that you were talking about, sir. You just don't want the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, and then the mention of Aaron Rodgers again. Lord have mercy. I tell y'all can't talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers without having. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's all nice and fun and good. That's nice. That's nice. It looks good. You should send that to Ramona, the real Steelers fan, or send that to Sharon, the real Steelers fan. Now, for all you Steelers fans out there, y'all want to get rid of TJ Watt? I don't think so. By the way, what Marcus over here with his slick, smooth talking self, he said that, did you see what Derrick Henry did last year to them? Did you see? I saw the first game where Derrick Henry didn't do shit and the Pittsburgh Steelers beat that ass. I saw that. I saw the second game where Lamar Jackson and that read option had everybody fooled. But what Marcus won't tell you is very simple, and Marcus knows this, is that TJ Watt's main priority is the quarterback. It's not the running back. So while Derrick Henry is slipping out, yeah, don't shake your head. You know it is. His main priority coming off that edge. You're muted, sir. Nobody can hear you. You're muted, sir. Nobody can hear you. You know that TJ Watt's responsibility coming off the edge is to keep containment, which is Lamar Jackson, sir. So you knew that. Yes, they played him like a fiddle. Okay. And I bet you you the Dallas Cowboys would take TJ Watt. Do you want to pay him $40 million? So you ain't slick. You ain't slick. The Dallas Cowboys, if it was right, just like Marcus is saying, if the money was right and the offer was good, the Dallas Cowboys would take them. Stop it. Don't let Marcus fool you. It sounds good. All of that glit and glam talk that I hear, and this one over here with the 8 Mile B Rabbit syndrome over here with the crew Kango hat over here, following right along, following suit. Neither one of y'all is slick. Neither one of y'all is slick.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you. Coach, I got a question. All right. What you're comparing, would you not think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing the same thing that the New York Jets did 2 years ago? And look what happened. The New York Jets fell on their face. Just like the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to fall on their face.
Hell no. The New York, wait a minute. Yo, you gotta be kidding me. The New York Jets ain't won nothing pivotal since when? Look, come on and tell me when the last time the New York Jets won something that was even pivotal, even remotely close to being important. Come on now.
We also have to talk about.
We're talking about the New York Jets. Sir, they are not doing what the New York Jets did. Because first and foremost, Mike Tomlin wins with whoever he has. It don't matter. He's proven that. There's no losing records in Mike Tomlin's book, his catalog. There is none. So you put veteran players with a coach like Mike Tomlin, and for those who keep saying Aaron Rodgers on this last year, the man almost threw for 4,000 yards with a whack-ass team last year. With that whack-ass team last year. You know what? To be honest with you, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, go ahead and put all the marbles on the table. Save Mike Tomlin's job, because guess what? If Mike Tomlin don't succeed this year, we'll hear a whole bunch of people come out and say, Mike Tomlin shouldn't have been fired. Yet, do you want to pay TJ Watt $40 million? They went got all these old players. They got these old players on the team. The season what are they doing? What direction are they going, Russ? Okay. What direction you think they're going, sir? They're going in the direction that they want to win playoff games, not regular season games, just regular season.
Okay, and when is the last time that the Steelers won a playoff game?
Oh, we know.
I'm going to use your question against you. No. Explain it. You're saying. No, hang on. You're saying that they're playing to go win playoff games. Okay, so when's the last time they won a playoff game? The only thing that's keeping them right now is that Mike Tomlin, the thing that they hang their duckbill hat on is that they've never had a losing season under Tomlin. Here's the thing, though. They go 9-8. They go 9-8 or 10-7, barely make the playoffs because the Ravens are winning the division or the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. And then they're getting their asses handed to them in wild card weekend.
What team is that?
Hold on. But you know what's funny? Hold on. Let's call it like I see it. You know what other team I see getting their ass handed to them on wild card weekend?
You're not Torch. We're talking right Torch. We're talking about the Steelers. You know what happened? You know what happened? You're not being hypocritical.
Marcus, have you had 12 straight winning seasons? The Dallas Cowboys have they had?
You know what happened because we didn't. You know what happened
because we didn't.
Our coaches got fired. Our coaches got fired.
Well, hell, they didn't. Guess what? And them coaches ain't did shit.
Mike McCarthy, Jason Garrett got fired. Jason Garrett got fired. And Mike McCarthy just got fired. You cannot just.
Guess what? And you've been through two coaches, and they all did the same thing with that.
And Mike Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game in 10 years. Mike Tomlin has not won a playoff game in 10 years. The guy and I love Mike Tomlin.
And he's done more than the Cowboys. I don't give a damn how you look at that.
You know who the longest tenured coach is in the NFL? The two longest tenured coaches?
Mike Tomlin is one of them.
Okay. Yeah. After a while, this is a what? You remember that old song by Janet Jackson? What have you done for me? Like, no one cares after a while.
And that's why they're making the moves they're making right now. Because guess what? Because people like you keep singing that same song and dance. You know how old that song is? Janet Jackson's
and here's the thing. Here's the thing. And they've been making moves. They've been making moves. And all of those moves have not been. You went out and spent the first round pick on Kenny Pickett. How in the world did that work out for you? Well, you brought in Mitchell Trubisky, the number two pick in the draft, who got picked before Patrick Mahomes. You brought him in because you thought he could save your franchise. You bring in Justin Fields, a former first-round pick, the number 10 overall pick. You get rid of him. And you still can't win a playoff game. You still can't win. We're at the point now. We got to start. Look, I love Mike Tomlin. I love what he does. I love everything he stands for. But after a while, you gotta start holding people to account. It's like, okay, and all these receivers that have come through Pittsburgh, the Sammy Coateses, the Chase Claypools, the Antonio Brownses, and the George Pickens, all these receivers that all of them got issues. All of them. You're set up. You got all these receivers, and you're supposed to be this great motivating coach, and all of those receivers went nuts and left the team. And you're supposed to be this guru coach. I love Mike Tomlin, but we got to start. Look, there's a few names of coaches out there. We talk sports here without fear or favor. There are some coaches now that we got to start calling out and stop with the bullshit and call them out. The John Harbaughs, the Shanahans in San Francisco. After a while, he's been so close, he's gone, and you got your ass whipped. And the 28-3.
Hold on. Hold on now. Marcus the alphabet. I find that quite funny. You talking about wide receivers. You talk about wide receivers who ain't have problems. Mike Wallace didn't have a problem. Antonio Brown didn't have a problem. Go ahead and make it seem like they really didn't have problems. Sir, can I ask you a question? Didn't you lead a bunch of men? Yeah. I mean, we can talk a little bit of sports and a little bit of life too, right?
And what's the one common?
Hold on, let me get to the question. You never had knuckleheads that you dealt with?
After a while. Here's the question. Of course, but here's the difference. Here's some leadership. I led soldiers in a battle. Here's the thing about leadership. Yeah. After a while, this is the reason why a lot of coaches, after a while, have to end up leaving, because after a while they've heard all the stories. Look, we can't act like Mike Tomlin is beyond reproach. And I love Mike Tomlin. You know, the winningest coach that has the most Super Bowl wins ever in the history of the NFL. Nobody wanted him. Bill Belichick got fired. No one cares that you won 6 Super Bowls. No one cares. And you're coaching at North Carolina. You were free, and every team had the opportunity to get you. Buffalo could have got him. And Buffalo said, We're good. We'll roll with Sean McDermott over here.
That's so nice and fine and dandy. But Marcus, what I'm not about to let you sit up here do is try to create this narrative on Mike Tomlin like his wide receivers issues has something to do with him.
It's not just wide receivers. It's not just his wide receivers. It's not just his wide receivers. Okay, Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell.
He ain't have issues. Le'Veon Bell don't got issues. He ain't got issues.
Who was the coach? Who was the coach through all of it, though?
Mike Tomlin's fault. So it's Mike Tomlin's fault that the
lost. There's a lot of people now. I've listened to.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. No, but you know what? Mark is so slick. I'll go this way with it. I'll go this direction. Since we're talking about direction tonight, I guess the theme of the show should be One Direction tonight. So what happened to their careers when they left Pittsburgh? Go ahead and tell me. Come on and tell me.
What?
Mike Wallace did what? Nothing.
Antonio Brown went and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's because Tom Brady. That's because Tom Brady
on his resume. You can say whatever.
What happened to Le'Veon Bell?
On his resume, what it says is Super Bowl champion, and he was a good part of what they did that year. We all know that Antonio Brown was ultra talented. As a matter of fact, Antonio Brown, let's keep it a buck. Despite all of the goofy behavior,
Antonio Brown's best game as a Buccaneer was in the Super Bowl, sir.
Okay, you gotta get there, though. You gotta
No, sir. Don't try to backtrack. You said that he was an intricate part of them winning that year. No, he wasn't, sir. His best game was the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Sir,
he
so Mike
went out there.
Let me ask you this question, sir. Since you got so little patience for Mike Tomlin now.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying that.
No.
I put several coaches in the same boat. We have to
name them several coaches. Give me
John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh.
He better be one. Come on.
Sean
McDermott. Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan. You don't get, after a while, we keep, okay, maybe next year. Okay, maybe he'll hook it up this year. Mike Tomlin, you've been there, and these are some of your moves that you wanted, people that you wanted. You're the one who went and advocated for some of these people. You advocated for some of these people. So guess what?
Okay. We talk about advocacy.
If they won the Super Bowl, if they won the Super Bowl,
win a playoff game this year,
if the Steelers won the Super Bowl, we'd be like, Mike Tomlin, look at him, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Look at what he did. He overcame all this adversity. Okay, you would get your credit. But because you haven't, now you're going to get some blame because a lot of this.
So again, I'm going to ask you the same question. Okay. I'm going to ask you the question I just asked again. So when Mike Tomlin wins a playoff game this year, when they win with this veteran supposed to be AARP team that Russell K trying to sell to everybody, I hope you ain't trying to sell that on iHeart either. Right? You'll have some strokes and heart attacks on iHeart. You sell that damn story, sir. Where's your allegiance gonna lie then, sir? What you got?
And there's nothing written
winning this year.
Listen to me. There's nothing written in the start. Okay, what's the quickest way to get to the playoffs? We're gonna play. What's the quickest way to get to the playoffs?
Win the top seed.
Win your division.
Okay.
If you win your division, you're automatically in. You win. Do we think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win the AFC North over the Ravens?
No, there's no way in hell.
Or the Bengals?
No way.
So, if you're not a division champion, then guess what? Now you're a wild card team. So let's the math ain't nothing here.
You know what I'm talking about. They got all these complaints about. They got all these complaints now. All of a sudden, Mike Tomlin. Maybe Mike Tomlin is the common denominator to Le'Veon Bell.
Do you know?
To Wallace,
Torch. Great coaches get fired. We just watched Belichick, the most Super Bowls in NFL history, got fired, and no one hired him. No one.
Guess what? Hold on. And you know what else I noticed?
Do you know that Bill Belichick is like 15 games away from breaking Don Shula's record? Do you know that?
Absolutely. Guess
what?
I got something else you should know.
No one wants them.
Hey, Marcus, guess what? I got
Yeah.
something else you should know.
What's that?
And here's a little bit of life and a little bit of sports.
Okay.
We all know that buffoons and simpletons rule the world. We all know that there's probably more buffoons and more simpletons in this world than there are smart, intelligent people. So guess what? There's some people that's stupid enough not to take Bill Belichick. There's some people that's stupid enough, that's dumb enough.
All the other 31 teams. All the other 31 teams. So all the other 31 teams are all stupid too, right?
Yeah. Hold on, watch this. Hold on. I'll go there right now. Any team that ain't won a playoff game yet, any team that's got a losing record, any team that is organization is in a disarray and looks stupid, I'm gonna put it out there right now. Clip it for me. Somebody clip this.
Here's the thing.
No, don't interrupt the clip. Don't interrupt the clip. You're dumb as hell for not going to get Bill Belichick. Y'all dumb as hell.
No, they're not. Because here's it. No, they're not. Because here's the thing. No, they're not. No, they're not. Here's the thing about it, though. Teams.
Hold on. They're not going. They're not. Hold on. Aren't you the same? Wait a minute. I gotta say this right here on the show. Ain't you the same person that think that Bill Belichick would have been better for Buffalo?
He would have.
So
he would have. But you said all. Here's the thing. No, I'm saying purely. Let me finish. Purely from a coaching standard, yes. But here's the thing that you have to put up with Belichick. Hear me out. I'm going to explain it to you. Cool your heels. You also have to put up with you have to put up with the personality too. A lot of times person's skills, we have to look at. We know that Antonio Brown, before he just took his damn pads off and walked off the field, was still a pretty damn good receiver. T.O. was still a pretty good receiver. It's all the other things that you have to put up with. Because the thing about Belichick is he's a control freak. He wants to be the GM. Because with New England, he was the GM too. So here's the thing about it. If you get Belichick, you're not just getting Coach Belichick, you're also getting GM Belichick. You think your guy, what, Magic Bean, is that what y'all call him up in Buffalo? You think he's going to let Bill Belichick come up in there and tell him what the hell to do?
Hold on. Sorry. Who in the blue hell is calling him Magic Bean? I don't call him that shit. Who calling him that? Russell, you calling him that?
No, but I don't agree. I do not agree with Marcus, though. Marcus, listen now. You're saying that Belichick, he has all these things, right? But look at all the teams in NFL that have not won. Would you not want to take it much to the Torch's point? I agree
with this one, right? Teams need some personality.
Right.
Hello.
Exactly. If you're losing to the NFL,
I'm gonna give you another.
You got to turn that thing around.
Here's another.
You have to.
So there was a dispute for many years, and we went back and forth with this. Who is the catalyst for the success of the New England Patriots? There was a big battle for 20 years.
Big Belichick.
Who's responsible for the success of the New England Patriots? I think you saw
Belichick was, and if you say it any different, then you
as soon as Tom Brady left, 2 years later, he's winning a championship with the Bucks. And Bill Belichick
that Buccaneers
playoff game. Stop it.
Wait a minute.
He drafted.
He drafted. He think he's so slick. You think you so slick? You do this once a show. Try to sweet talk. You got a lot of sweetener in that coffee that you be serving. Yeah. I see, sir. You ain't slick. You know damn well Tampa Bay stacked the damn deck for that team for Tom Brady. Yeah. Just like the same way that the Pittsburgh Steelers right now is trying to stack the deck for that team and Aaron Rodgers now.
Stick with Belichick. While Belichick was in,
Belichick was the catalyst, sir.
He wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't.
Yes, he
wasn't. Because
yes,
he didn't win shit. He didn't win
nada. Whoa. Let's go. Hold on now. Hold on, sir. Since you think you so slick. without Belichick, does Tom Brady go to 3 Super Bowls in his first 4 years?
No.
Hold on. No. That's the first half of his career. Hold on. This is how I break it down. I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to him in mathematics. Even Texas Instruments don't need.
Okay.
Hello, you ain't gonna need no calculator for this one. Okay, no Texas Instruments down there.
Okay.
Half of his career, Belichick, right off the jump.
I'm not saying he doesn't get anything.
Let me finish, because you
Okay.
think you slick. Let's go to the second half of his career. Do the Patriots win the Super Bowl against Jared Goff, 13-3? Who was that? Was that Belichick that kept them to 3 points? Todd Gurley, that team, 3 points. No. Go ahead and lie. Go ahead on this show and lie right now.
You said, look,
lie right now, Marcus.
I'm not
Go ahead and lie.
What I'm saying is,
it
was, in my opinion, Brady gets a little bit more credit than
the Rams game.
Because
the Rams?
What did Belichick do? Torch. Okay, I'm asking you a question now. What did Belichick do after Brady left? You're saying he did all of this stuff here. He's the master. He's the master planner.
Brady left when they done stacked it. Sir, you keep trying to sell us.
Guess what you could have done? Okay, great. You say he's stacked it.
Okay, hold on. We got the hot phone going on.
I bet you it's Jay Bernard.
Hello.
Caller, what's up?
What's up? I think Pittsburgh can beat Cincinnati.
Okay. Talk that talk, caller. Because guess what?
Cincinnati, you don't got no defense.
Talk that talk.
A touchdown, but you got to stop the wide receivers and tight end. Who that defensive players is?
Talk that talk.
They don't want to pay their best pass rushers, and they don't even want to pay the rookies that just drafted.
Thank you. They don't even want to play rookies that they just drafted. Hold on, watch this. You know what, caller? It's gonna be real smooth when I be collecting from Marcus at the end of the year. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be collecting from Marcus again when the Bengals don't make the playoffs this year because they do stupid shit as such. I'll be collecting. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, that head coach, he been having a winning season, but we can't get to the quarterback. They can't get to the quarterback. They cannot get to the quarterback.
It's all good. The Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line is not that good. And you just wait. Y'all wait. This is the words of Stephen A. Smith. Y'all wait. In the words of Stephen A. Smith, just wait. When the Steelers go on a 2 or 3 game losing streak and Aaron Rodgers starts doing this and yelling at everybody and going crazy, y'all will see then. It'll make sense. Y'all are putting y'all's hopes and dreams on Aaron Rodgers, who never takes responsibility.
A long time ago, Marcus said you still got to stop football players for putting a touchdown. So that means they don't got no defensive players.
Hold on, though. I got a rebuttal for that. Marcus think he's so slick. When they go on a 2-3 game losing streak, they gonna be doing this, that, and the third with Aaron Rodgers doing this.
Y'all got three.
I ain't gonna use no words in the words of Stephen A. I'm just gonna use Stephen A's actions. And guess what? When the Pittsburgh Steelers at the end of the year make the playoffs and got a better record than Cincinnati don't, guess what's going to disappear? All them big aspirations that you got right now for the Cincinnati Bengals going to disappear like Stephen A. did right after the Knicks lost.
Okay. When your hero Aaron Rodgers pees down his leg,
my hero.
When Aaron Rodgers pees down his leg, and starts complaining and cussing out the coaches, and him and DK Metcalf are fighting over on the sideline, and Jalen Ramsey's pulling people's face masks. All them goofballs that they got over there, all that they got a bunch of characters over there.
Hold on.
I just gotta ask you this. Okay, hang on.
Bengals are not losing to the Steelers, man.
Hang on. Now, if Tomlin could not control Martavis Bryant, Chase Claypool, George Pickens, Le'Veon Bell, what is he gonna do with DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey, and Aaron Rodgers? Just wait. Just wait. He can control
Martavis. Wait a minute, caller. Hold on, caller. Wait a second. Wait 1 second, because I got a rebuttal for that. He gonna talk all this crap about Aaron Rodgers, right? He'll talk all that crap about Aaron Rodgers, but forgot who owned his Gotham City streets over there in Arlington, Texas. Who owned those streets?
You're talking about prime Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Prime Aaron Rodgers. George, hang on. I like to give credit where credit's due. I give credit where credit's. I give credit where credit is due. Aaron Rodgers is a first ballot Hall of Famer. When
Hold on. Do the Pittsburgh Steelers play the Dallas Cowboys this year? Please somebody tell me they do. Please somebody tell me they do. Please tell. Watch this.
I don't think they do.
You're lucky. And
but when Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf, everybody give me a scouting report of DK Metcalf. You couldn't control Martavis Bryant. You couldn't control Antonio Brown. You couldn't control Chase Claypool. You couldn't control all of these wide receivers. And you're putting your hopes and dreams. You're putting your hopes and dreams in the DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers, who's one ankle away from retirement, and Jalen Ramsey, who's a nutcase on the field. He couldn't control those guys, and you couldn't just control one bad receiver. He was going crazy when just George Pickens was on the team, and you got DK, Aaron Rodgers, and Jalen Ramsey. Just wait. We'll come back to this.
Guess what they can't control, though. Guess what they can't control, Russ. Guess what they can control, Russ?
Do tell us.
Being better than his teams. His teams that he got so much hopes and aspirations for. The Cincinnati Bengals, the Putty Cats. I thought I saw a Putty Cat. I did. I saw them in January sitting at home as usual for the last 2 years. It's going to be a third year.
Hey, Torch, there's no way that the Bengals are going to lose to the Steelers. Marcus, I'm with you, brother. There's no way that Cincinnati is going to lose.
Here go Mr. 8 Mile again. Here go Mr. 8 Mile again.
That's a bunch of overaged athletes right now, man. There's no way the Steelers are going to beat them. Cincinnati's the better team. Better defense. Better quarterbacks. There's no way.
The Steelers lost to Jameis Winston. The Steelers lost to Jameis Winston last year. Jameis Winston, who ended up getting benched. Jameis Winston on the Browns. And you're
look, I got them both going right now.
And then you go insane.
The fire done started today. I got the fire started. I'm over here roasting. I'm over here roasting floors.
Mark, check this out. If Pittsburgh beats Cincinnati, and if Pittsburgh goes to the playoffs, I will buy you lunch for 1 year, man, of your choice.
You want to get in this too? Yo, let us get in this too. Yo, listen.
There's no way.
I can't wait. What's up?
It's not. It's Sharon. You're saying I'm changing the subject. I'm not changing the subject. The subject is just like on a lot of the Pittsburgh radio shows that I listen to. There are sometimes. Can we agree? Or maybe we don't agree. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. That Mike Tomlin sometimes loses control of the locker room. Has Mike Tomlin lost control of the locker room?
Yeah. Hot caller, what's up?
Bruh.
What the
fucking shit are you guys on?
Hey, Renaud.
First of all, I agree 100% with Marcus, believe it or not. I am on the Marcus train tonight.
What?
You guys are out of your freaking minds, bro.
Jay Renaud, you
Steelers
too?
did all this work just to be 9-8.
They're gonna be better than your team.
Piano
I
man.
know you ain't laughing. Wait a minute. I know wait a minute. Time out. I know the tuna can over here not laughing. I know the frozen belugas not laughing. I know the SeaWorld critters not laughing. I know. Damn. Matter of fact, didn't they just shut down Marine Land? I could have swore they shut down Marine Land, sir.
Torch,
I know you ain't talking.
step back, Torch.
All right, don't step back.
What do you agree with? Jay Renaud, what do you agree with though? What is it that you agree with?
I don't know how many times in the past 3 months I've already said this.
What you say?
That Miami is an absolute dumpster fire. I don't expect us to do nothing this year, except maybe beat the Bills. That'll be good. But they're not doing anything. There's no.
Damn, man, I thought you came to your senses. And here, I thought you came to your senses.
But it definitely ain't building a championship team. That's all I know.
Oh,
well, we're happy. We're happy that we can finally convince you to come to see the light. Because for a few years you were saying that y'all were the beast of the East. I remember that.
Yeah, yes, he was, Marcus. Yes, he was.
Told you all on what's going on with Pittsburgh.
Sir, you listen. It sounds good. It sounds real good that you think your team won this trade. It sounds real good. I'm telling you right now, it sounds very good, sir, for someone who already conceded the season on their team. Legitimately, you finally done found the light.
No, I didn't concede the season. I didn't concede anything. I'm saying the expectations.
Oh, the expectations.
Are not there.
Oh, so Marcus, guess what? Guess what? Their expectations this year is that they not finding Nemo this year again. They're not finding Nemo again. That's
so hang on, because I think I'm confused. I'm confusing this. So Jay Renaud, do you feel like y'all won this trade or the Steelers won the trade? Did the Dolphins win the trade or did the Steelers win the trade? This trade.
Come on, Jay Renaud. This shouldn't be that hard.
That's a tough one. But I mean, technically, I think Pittsburgh won the trade. But like I was telling you, Marcus, earlier, I do like the fact that Minkah comes back to Miami. He replaces Holland, which was a huge hole. And I'm like, who are we going to have for a safety? Because that's ridiculous. But now we got Minkah, so that's good. But like you said, too, we got really no corners. So I don't know what we're going to do to fix that.
Yeah, that's really bad. And I'm not saying that the Steelers are coming in. I want to reiterate this too. I'm not saying that the Steelers are coming in last place in the division. What I'm saying is, what happens is Mike Thompson. I just don't see this ending with Aaron Rodgers. Okay. We got a caller on the line. We got a caller on the line. Myself, Russell Case, and Dre. Where are we at with Aaron Rodgers as far as a quarterback right now today? Where is he? Where do we have him at? No, because Trey, you know what? I'm gonna start calling Aaron Rodgers Aaron Robinson because you be defending his ass left and right. So where do we have Aaron Rodgers?
And I am. Hold on, no. Let's make sure all the viewers hear this. And I stay 10 toes down on my convictions. Best believe 10 toes, sir. Okay. And guess what? When the sweep come this year, when Pittsburgh beat the Cincinnati Bengals twice, a whole lot of people ain't gonna be 10 toes on them convictions when the sweep come. We all know how that.
It ain't gonna be no sweep. It ain't gonna be no sweep.
Okay.
Dude, what are you actually on the?
Okay.
What?
Okay. All right.
You cannot even remotely be serious.
All right. I'm very serious. I'm very remotely serious. I didn't say that.
Okay, so you're saying first off, where do we have the Steelers finishing in the division, and what is their record?
2.
So second in the division, second in the division, and then record
10-7.
10-7, and that's enough to get them into the ball.
Hold on. And to me, that's their basement, because I feel like they need to win 10 games to make the playoffs because everybody else has gotten good. Like
I don't know if 10 games. I don't know if 10 games is enough. I don't know if this year. Okay, so
got him in last year. Y'all say that every year. Not gonna get them in.
So we got to look at this. Okay, so I always tell people, I'm like, well, give me your list and stuff. Okay, cool. So 7 teams from the AFC go to the playoffs, right? We got AFC East, Bills.
3-2-1-1. That's the formula. Okay. Hold on, you don't need Texas for this. 3-2-1-1. That's 7 teams. Ready?
So,
No.
You think Pittsburgh's better than New England?
Sir.
What's your prediction for the?
You think Pittsburgh's better than New England?
No, so I'm saying so let's do this exercise. So let's do this exercise. Hang on. Let's do this exercise. 7 teams. So let's go to the divisions. We gotta pick our 7 teams.
I got me ready.
So let's go division by division. AFC East. Can we all agree? Buffalo Bills. AFC East. Do we all agree to that?
Yes.
Agree.
Okay.
Buffalo and New England.
No.
New England.
Kansas City.
Well, let's get the division winners first, then we'll come back to our wild card. AFC East, Bills. AFC East, Bills. Yes.
Correct.
AFC South, Texans.
Houston. Yes.
Yep.
Houston.
Texans. Yep.
AFC North.
The Ravens.
Baltimore.
Okay.
Baltimore.
The Ravens, yes.
And AFC West.
Chargers.
That's awesome.
I got Denver.
You see what I'm saying? So we had
Denver.
Okay, fine. So how many teams do we have coming out the AFC West?
3.
We got 3 teams coming out.
So we're playing. Okay, so if we got 3, you got to take the division champions. That's 4. That's 4 teams, right? We said Bills, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs. Let's just say Chiefs. So that's 4 teams. So you said 3 teams. You said 3 teams are coming out the West. So that means Chargers, Broncos. That's 6 teams. That leaves 1 team left for the playoffs.
The Pittsburgh motherfucking Steelers will be the 7th team.
We're gonna see.
Watch. It ain't gonna be no New England. It ain't gonna be Miami. It ain't gonna be them shitty ass Jets. I'm sorry, the Ohio State Jets. It ain't gonna be the Indianapolis.
Okay.
The Indianapolis.
So it's either New England or Cincinnati.
I want to act as if like we trying to really build the culture over there in Indianapolis. Sir, Indianapolis is already taken over by Tyrese Halliburton. You know, we worried about him and Caitlin Clark. We're not worried about the Indianapolis Colts. Who else? The Jacksonville garbage don't have a first round pick next year, dummies. The Jacksonville Jaguars, them dummies. Ain't nobody worried about them neither. Ain't nobody worried about the mouth of the South. Jacksonville Jaguars, nobody worried about them. The Putty Cats, who done lost the playoffs 2 years in a row. I'm sorry, this is gonna be a 3rd year. You did nothing on defense. You're gonna get your ass handed to you. Teams are gonna score 41 points. You're gonna score 38 points. Joe Burrow gonna have all them yards, ain't gonna have nothing to show for it. And their ass is gonna be right at home again for the 3rd year because they don't got no damn defense. Guess who do got some defense this year? The Pittsburgh Steelers. And they're gonna be 2nd place in that division, and they're gonna get the 7th seed. I don't want to hear about no New England Patriots who coming out the garbage can trying to sneak up out the garbage can like alley cats. On a hot summer late night. Go ahead.
All I hear is rap, 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 rap.
That's nice. And Jay Renard, hold on, watch this. And this is where I talk facts. Have you won a bet against me yet? No, not one. So you can talk all that womp all you want, but you ain't got nothing to show for it, sir. Zero. Zero. You ain't won not one bet.
Marcus Herring is saying that New England's better than Pittsburgh. I think that's what he said.
Marcus Herring.
No
Marcus
way.
Herring.
Get Marcus on the phone.
Marcus Herring.
Hold on. I want to speak to him right now.
Marcus Herring. See, you from the 716, sir.
Ask him if he's
it's
drinking.
very easy for you to pull up on you or for you to pull up on me, sir. We can bet that if you want. You want to bet that? Are you sure? You confident you want to bet that New England better than Pittsburgh? Come on and bet.
Hell no.
I'd love to hear it. I got some beachfront property I can sell you if you think that the New England Patriots is better than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We got some beachfront property here in El Paso, man. Even though we ain't got no water for 2 days.
Too.
Yo, you know what I love about this though? This whole topic, this one topic, been a whole hour and 10 minutes. Gotta love that you can sit here and talk one topic for an hour and damn near 15 minutes. Yo, we'll see.
Okay, I gotta share something real quick though.
Marcus,
let me share this real quick.
Marcus, the alphabet. Just know, just because it's a dry season in sports, don't mean it's a dry season around around here.
Exactly.
Ain't no dry seasons around here. The Rise Up Family Sports Network. Ain't no dry seasons. Alphabet's football talk. No, ain't no dry season. With none of that. Ain't gonna be no dry season. I don't care. We're gonna make this thing happen for the next 72 plus days, whatever we got to wait till football come back. And I'm keeping the same energy all year long. I can't wait. Wait.
What you got, Russell K? What you got, Russell K?
Check this out. All right, so we've been talking about the Bengals, right, and the Steelers, right? Okay. Now, check out this playoff scenario. All right, check this out, Torch. The Bengals' playoff chances depend on winning their remaining games and the Broncos losing their last 2, including a game against the Bengals themselves. So, what do you guys think about that scenario?
Listen, I make
comes down between the Broncos and the Bengals, the final spot.
I think the Broncos, to me, I love everything that the Broncos have done. We talk about defense. You want to talk about defense? That Broncos defense, in my opinion, and you look at the additions that they've made to that defense. Hufanga, nice. picking up Drake Greenlaw to go with that pass rush that they already have over Nick Bonito. I really like him. Patrick Surtain Jr. Then they drafted Jahdae Barron, who was a lot of people had, as a top 2 cornerback out of this, and then finally solidifying their running game with R.J. Harvey and getting Javonte, picking up J.K. Dobbins too. I think the Broncos. Listen, I would not be surprised. I know that this is going to sound crazy. I don't think that it's written in the stars that the Kansas City Chiefs win the AFC West. Because I was asking for the division winners. I don't think it's written in the stars that the Kansas City Chiefs win that division. The Kansas City Chiefs now, I thought the Chiefs last year. Look, the Chiefs lost 2 games last year. And the last game I don't even really count it because they didn't play anybody. They lost really 1 game, and they were missing their RB1, their wide receiver 1, and their wide receiver 2. And they still only lost 1 game. Now, the biggest thing here, I think the question that comes with the Chiefs is how, and I've talked about this on my show in the morning every day. How will they rebound from getting belt to ass in the Super Bowl? That's a psychological thing. We've seen teams that get beat in the Super Bowl come back the next season, 49ers last year, and not even make the playoffs. Now, I don't want to say I'm not Colin Cowherd, who's just a goofball. I'm not going to go so far as to say that the Kansas City Chiefs won't make the playoffs. But it's going to be very interesting to see how the Chiefs rebound from that type of beating, that physical beating that they took from the Eagles. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see. And a lot of teams, when you lose like that, the NFL's a copycat league. What do? Everybody is going to try to play the Kansas City Chiefs the exact same way. Now you got to have the personnel to do it. But everybody from here on out, when they play the Chiefs, they're gonna watch that film from that Super Bowl and they're gonna try to emulate it.
Check this out, Marcus. According to the USA Today, they are picking this year's championship game. It's a rematch between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Your thoughts on that?
For the AFC game?
According to the USA Today, the Chiefs and the Bills did a rematch.
I'll answer that.
Go ahead, Torrance. What you got?
It's on my fork. One team is barbecue chicken. One team is barbecue chicken. And if we got to go by history, the Buffalo Bills is going to be barbecue chicken. I mean, hell, I can't go any other way. I ain't seen nothing that going to tell me different. Y'all didn't make no explosive moves to me that says y'all getting over the hump this year. I don't see it. I don't see the explosive moves this year. Will y'all?
They got Joey Bosa. They got Joey Bosa.
Is he practicing yet?
they got Joey Bosa, man. He'll be there. He'll play 6 or 7 games this year.
Barbecue.
I regret that I picked Buffalo to pick him, and they did.
I think that.
Oh, now you seeing the light, huh?
As far as what?
Marcus, he seeing the light too.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Bosa. Did you hear what he just said?
Joey Bosa,
like Usher.
I regret Buffalo signed Joey Bosa. Or should we say I regret the Buffalo signed the often injured Joey Bosa?
Over under. Joey Bosa plays 10 games. Over or under?
Under. I'm definitely under.
Joey Bosa plays 10 games. Over
on that.
Under.
I'm taking the
under.
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the
over.
He'll play 11 games because he averages. Listen, he'll play 11 games because he misses 6 games on average. So it's 17 game season now. 17 game season.
I think it's safe to say we all agree that Joey Bosa will not play a full season.
I told you we don't need. Listen, I told you we do not need Texas Instruments tonight. We're going to have every equation figured out already. He playing 11 games and missing 6. And the 6 games going to be the most important games, too. When he missed the 6 games, they're going to be the most important games. Watch what I tell you. I'm telling you.
And in today's news, late breaking news, Joey Bosa to miss the AFC Championship game with a torn fingernail. Joey Bosa will miss the AFC Championship with a torn fingernail.
I'm telling you.
The Bills got younger and faster on defense. Bills didn't just get Bosa, but y'all keep the same energy versus the Bills. Great. Now I'm hungry. Just put in those hours the second job. Y'all have to bring back barbecue chicken. Bosa asking money from Chargers? What? Bosa the clown torch. You're absolutely incorrect. Bosa holding.
I said torch. You are absolutely incorrect. Marcus, hold on. Watch this. Listen, we can make it a Marcus and Marcus barbecue chicken sandwich this year. You can put up some money. You can put up a bet too if you want. The New England Patriots gonna be better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Go ahead. I love this. Listen, we in the same neighborhood. We ain't too far from each other. We can put that bet up right now. Go ahead and put it in the comment section. I'll call you. I'll call you if you want.
So how does the AFC East finish? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we all agree Bills. So then after that,
I got that answer. You ready? I got that answer. In the words of somebody's fiance, Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Bills, and Buffalo Bills, and everybody else is their sons.
Who comes and said, "Listen, man, I think it. I do think that the Patriots are the second best team in that division. I think they're the second best team. Because when you look at them defensively, now offensively, I think they got some questions over there. But that defense, what they did on the defensive side of the ball, and then they went and got a couple of weapons. You know, I don't know what Stephon Diggs gets. I think
Jay, hold on, Jay Renard. We're not about to sit up here and allow you to be Benedict Arnold on this damn broadcast, sir. You ain't slick. The Boston Tea Party was 200 plus years ago. You ain't slick, sir. I bet not catch you in a Patriots nothing this year. Just because you live in Boston, sir. Your team is Miami. Do not let Jay Renard be slick. I'm telling you right now. We're gonna be watching you. Flagrant foul for real if I catch you in a Patriots jersey this year. Marcus, I'm telling you, you gotta watch him. He think he's slick. Watch
no singing ain't Boston songs either.
Watch this. Watch his karaoke videos too. We're gonna be watching them.
Yeah, no singing ain't karaoke works about Boston.
With a fine-tuned magnifying glass. Sir, I'm gonna be watching them with a magnifying glass playing Inspector Gadget music. If I catch you in a New England Patriots, anything, a t-shirt, a hat, a jersey, socks. If you try to hide it with sock play, I'm gonna be right there on your ass.
I want to know something though. So Torch, me and you, we've done some shows, and you were very adamant about saying if Sean McDermott does not make the playoffs, that he should be fired. You said that. Me and you've done shows, and you said that. Or if they
down, I'm 10 toes down on that.
Okay, so why don't you have the same energy for Mike Tomlin if the Steelers have a meltdown?
Because guess what? It don't mean a thing if you ain't never won that ring. That's why. Mike Tomlin.
Okay, so John Harbaugh too? He shouldn't be on the hot seat. John Harbaugh.
Nah.
He's got a ring.
Sir, let me just tell you this real quick. Let me tell you.
Torch, see, you're pulling some bullshit.
Oh no, I'm not, sir. Oh no,
because you're saying your rings.
No, I'm not.
How do you want to say that Harbaugh is on a hot seat, but Tomlin's not?
Okay, you ready? No. I'm gonna give you the perfect reason. Here it is, folks. I found it.
I can't wait to hear this one.
I got it. What two coaches then had the same quarterback for 7+ years and still ain't won a Super Bowl? Go ahead and tell me. Matter of fact, it's a historical fact, sir. There is only two coaches in the league
Baltimore and
that
Buffalo.
have had the same coach, had the same coaching quarterback, and have not won a Super Bowl in the first 5-6 years, or been to a Super Bowl in the first 5-6 years of their existence, of that player coach existence. Guess what? The only two is Sean McDermott and John Harbaugh. And by the way, we're talking about two coaches who have literally had the MVPs 4 times now. Josh Allen's got 1, Lamar's got 3, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right or wrong? Oh, I'm sorry, he's got 2. Oh, Lamar should have had 3.
Got 2.
Yeah, he's got 2. Okay, 3. They got 3 MVPs, sir. And what two teams? And what two teams have been on the cusp every year?
The Bills and Ravens.
Okay, but bye. That's why. It's very simple.
Okay, but is it better to be Is it better to be on the cusp? Is it better to be on the cusp or to go 9-8 every year and then get blasted in the playoffs?
All right, here's my answer to that. Wow, I found the answer. Marcus, I'm gonna pull one out of your old nice little book. What's 0 times 2? What's 0 times 2, sir?
2 times 0 is still 0. It's still 0.
It's still 0, right? Hold on. Let me also throw this into play. what teams have been more talented? Since we throwing out 9 and 8s, because I love when people throw out 9 and 8s, but totally forget that the Pittsburgh Steelers haven't had a quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger. Now, come on with it. Hit me. Hit me when you're ready. Hit me with your best shot when you're ready. Lamar Jackson been a Raven for how long? Josh Allen been a Bill for how long?
Since 2018.
Okay. How many quarterbacks have the Pittsburgh Steelers had since 2018?
Okay, but you picked them. You picked them. You don't get to say, "Oh well, he hasn't had." You picked them. It's like the person. Oh my wife's bitch. My wife's never. I'm like, you married him. That's what you get.
I find that very funny that you say that. I find that very funny that you say that, Marcus, because you know, like I know, if you have a winning season every year, where do you pick in the draft?
You're picking it. You're picking in the middle. You're picking in
the middle.
But guess what? Torch? Guess what, Torch?
How many hold on. No. Let me ask you a question. Question to that. It's a drop question. It's a setup and drop. I set you up with that. With the where would they be in the draft, right?
I got you. So I got it. Okay. I got you.
How many legitimate quarterbacks have failed after 20?
Okay.
That you know.
How did the Buffalo Bills get Josh Allen?
Oh, we know they traded up.
No. Explain it to the audience. How did y'all get him? Because y'all weren't number 6 overall pick bad. How did you get Josh Allen? How did the Buffalo Bills get Josh Allen? How'd you get him? How many times did you move up? How many times did you move up to get Josh Allen? Russell K, you're a big Buffalo. You moved from like 20 to 6. You're right. You don't find good quarterbacks after 20. So what you have to do is you have to move up and come and get them. You have to move up and come and get. You have to give up resources to come and get him. So if you're just sitting there at 17, because you're 9 and 8 and you're picking in the middle of the round, you're right. You're generally not going to get a quarterback then. Although there are some exceptions.
Okay, watch this.
The Ravens got Lamar Jackson at 32. The Ravens got Lamar Jackson at 32. The Ravens got Lamar Jackson at 32.
Okay, right, at 32. But name another quarterback besides Lamar Jackson.
You have to move up to get them.
Hold on, watch this.
You have to move up to get them.
And this is where I love sports talk. Mr. Traditional man himself, Mr. Tradition down here, Mr. Tradition, Mr. Culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have the Pittsburgh Steelers ever moved up to get quarterbacks? Go ahead and answer that question, sir. Where did they draft Ben Roethlisberger? Answer the question. Where did they draft Ben?
At 10.
At 10. At 10. Did they move up to get Ben?
No.
No. Okay.
That's the thing about it.
Watch this. So the tradition is that they don't do that, right? You know this, right?
And guess what else they also didn't used to do? Guess what else they also didn't used to do? They didn't used to go out and go get 41-year-old quarterbacks either. But guess what? They looked in their division and they said they didn't used to go get 41-year-old quarterbacks either. They didn't used to go out. They didn't used to go out and make a move. They didn't used to go out and make moves. They didn't used to go out to make moves to go get a 30-year-old cornerback. They didn't used to do that either. But guess what? That's what they have to do.
Playoff game this year. Hold on, watch this. When they win a playoff game this year, then we gonna hear what you got to say about 41-year-old quarterbacks and all the rest of that, right? So it's gonna be the perfect storm here, folks. It's a perfect storm.
When in week 8, when Aaron Rodgers overthrows DK Metcalf and DK Metcalf walks back to the sideline and smashes a tablet over Aaron Rodgers' head, and Mike Tomlin is standing in the middle of him like this, trying to pull them apart, then we'll see. By week 8, when DK Metcalf is said, if Aaron Rodgers talks to me during this game, I'm gonna rip his head off. Then we're gonna see.
Let me ask you this, Marcus.
I got some words for you right now. A little phrase that I like to use on my show. This will not end well. This will not end. This will not end well.
You're right. And hold on. You know why it ain't gonna end well?
Yeah.
Because it's gonna end up in barbecue chicken for you.
Don't worry.
It's gonna be barbecue chicken. Ain't nothing gotta be surprised.
Don't be surprised. When the Steelers are losing the game and Aaron Rodgers pulls himself out and he's sitting over on the sideline and refuses to go back in the game, I need you right here. Don't be, you know what? I've decided to end my career. I'm going to just go and smoke. I'm going to go to the cave and smoke in the cave.
So much smoke to blow people's asses right now. He's blowing so much smoke up people's asses. But what Marcus ain't going to say is when the Pittsburgh Steelers in the middle of the season got a better record than the Dallas Cowboys, I need you right here.
I'm here. I ain't hard to find. I am not hard to find. Look, I'll be right here, just like this. I am not hard to find. I'm not. I am not. I'm not hard.
Listen. I want you all that. Hold on. All that.
Marcus, I'll give you the flag. You want to surrender, Marcus? I'll give it to you right now. Here's the flag.
All that licking and moving that beard real smooth. I want you to make sure you Texas two-step your ass right on the show. Yeah. Right on the show too. And
what happened to your boy? What happened to your boy Aaron? What happened to your boy Aaron Rodgers? What happened to him? Y'all are gonna see. You're gonna see with Aaron Rodgers. Don't be deceived when he starts pointing and blaming his offensive coordinators. Arthur Smith, who didn't know how to use Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. That's who Aaron Rodgers' offensive coordinator is. Just wait. This way. It's gonna be beautiful.
Marcus, we're talking about the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, come on. Atlanta gave this guy a chance. I mean, come on. We're talking about the Atlanta Falcons now.
Don't let him fool you. He talk all that junk about.
I don't think that Aaron Rodgers plays the full season, Marcus.
I don't either. I
do not think he plays the full. Seriously, I don't think he plays the full season. I think Aaron Rodgers. Check this out, right?
This.
As you guys talk, right? Check this out. If Aaron Rodgers misses any games this year, Pittsburgh has no chance of even sniffing a playoff spot. If he does not play the full season. If Aaron Rodgers misses any games at all, I guarantee you those games he misses are going to come back and bite the Steelers of even having any chance of getting into the playoffs.
I'm reading this coming here. What if George Pickens do the same thing? The same thing? Just quit. If George Pickens does what? If George Pickens, here's the difference, Ron Thomas. George Pickens is in the last year of his contract. And guess what? Guess when people are generally on their best behavior? Contract year.
Exactly.
George Pickens is looking at all those wide receiver contracts. He's looking at CeeDee Lamb. He's looking at Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill. He's looking at those type of contracts.
Oh, wait a minute.
Did you say Tyreek Hill?
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all believe in a parallel universe? It just hit me like a lightning bolt.
What's that?
Oh, you believe in it? Oh, you believe in it, Marcus, the alphabet. You ain't slick. I told you do this once or twice a show.
You know I'm an Avengers fan, man.
I know. Mm-hmm. I can't wait until the Infinity Stone is on your team. Marcus,
Look.
You willing to pay George Pickens $30+ million to stay a Cowboy? Come on with it.
Oh,
you right? You gonna pay Michael Parsons too? You gonna pay Michael Parsons too? You paying Michael Parsons and you paying Joe?
I'll break it down for you. Not a problem. I'll break it down for you right now. Right now, today. See, I make it my business to know these things, you know. Right now, the Cowboys have $32 million in salary. Okay, hang on. I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to make it real simple for you. Right now, the Cowboys got $32 million. Right now. Micah Parsons he's already got his 5th-year option. Right now, today, he's got a fully guaranteed 1-year, $28 million contract. That's where he's at right now. They would actually save money. They would actually save money by extending Micah Parsons. Within the next 3 weeks, I think before training camp starts, Micah Parsons will be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Now, here's where it gets tricky. I'm not worried about Micah Parsons. I'm not worried about Micah Parsons. Just take him out the equation. Here's where
we heard you say this 3 weeks ago.
Huh? Jerry Jones sits on his ass. He signed Dak Prescott the day before the season started. He said, he's gonna sign Micah Parsons before.
So y'all got enough money for all four.
Now here's the kicker here. This is where it's going to come down to with this season. I think George Pickens is going to have an outstanding year because this is the best quarterback he's ever played with. He was the number 1 receiver with Mitch Trubisky, okay? Micah Parsons isn't the best quarterback in the league, but I think he's top 10 when healthy. He was number 2 in MVP just 2 years ago. Now, when you play against the Cowboys, you cannot just sit up there and be like, we're going to stop CeeDee Lamb. Because you double team CeeDee Lamb, you're leaving George Pickens wide one-on-one on the other side of the field. So I think Pickens is going to have a great year. Here's where the decision comes down to, and I don't know. I don't know. The other person that's coming up that they got to pay, they got 2 other people that they got to pay. Tyler Smith, who will probably be the highest paid guard, and you have DaRon Bland. They're going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to make a decision between Pickens or Bland. That's where Parsons is a done deal. I'm not worried about Micah, but they're going to have, and Tyler Smith is going to get paid. You got to decide between DaRon Bland, the pick 6 champion who had the most pick 6 in a season. I think he had 6 pick 6s.
Oh, the one who also gave up the most yardage. The one who also gave up the one of the most highest yardages in one season.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes. He's a feast or famine guy.
You know what? Hold on, watch this. Y'all believe in the parallel universe again? Marcus the Alphabets used to talk about this player. He's either this or he's that. He's either 3 for 30 or 3 for 130
or 3 for 181. That's what he is.
Well, DaRon Bland is either turnover, interception,
pick 6, or get cooked or get cooked all day. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So they're going to have to decide.
You willing to pay? Hold on. You willing to pay DaRon Bland $20 million? You willing to pay him?
Oh,
that's what you want. You willing to pay?
I don't think DaRon Bland. I think DaRon Bland because of his. They're not going to pay DaRon Bland. I think if it comes down to it, between DaRon Bland or George Pickens, and depending, because I believe George Pickens is going to have a good year. Now, Trayvon Diggs is not going to. Trayvon Diggs, he's not going to be back until like the middle of the season. So that means basically your number 1 corner this year, who's going to have to line up on a number 1 wide receiver the entire year or for most of the year, is going to be DaRon Bland. We saw what happened to DaRon Bland when he lined up against DK Metcalf one-on-one, and it didn't end well. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to have Micah Parsons deal will get done. But you're at the end of the year, the other person they got to pay too is Brandon Aubrey, who most people consider the best kicker. That he'll probably make $5 or $6 million. But that's where they're at. That's where they're at. But I think George Pickens is going to have it now. And if they don't, if George Pickens doesn't want to sign, then guess what? Then you take your comp pick and you let him walk. That's what it is. It'll be
right,
a comp.
folks. This has been some real NFL football talk. But I know we only got a few minutes left in the show because we've been wrapping it up, wrapping and making it happen. I have to bring this up during the show. By the way, let me make some announcements right now. First and foremost, Thursdays. Now that I got a consistent schedule, yes. Sharon Mullen will be talking WNBA on Rise Up Unlimited radio show with me on Thursday nights. We'll be adding some more WNBA because it's hot right now. WNBA is hot right now. We'll be talking about WNBA as well as football and other sports. So I'm excited about that. Very excited to get the chocolate girl on to talk WNBA. Also, if you're in the 716 region, I will put the flyer up at the end of the show. There will be a sickle cell awareness event coming up. We definitely all the sickle cell warriors. I'm one who has sickle cell anemia. Shout out to Juanita McClain. I'm gonna shout her out right now. We're doing the sickle cell awareness party coming up August 16th, right here in the 716 region. So for all y'all that's in the 716 region, come out and support. So you can, learn more about sickle cell and sickle cell awareness. It's gonna be real nice. Now, moving on to the last topic of the night. Got to bring this up because it's hot to track. WNBA All-Stars. Got to bring this up now. By the way, shout out to my guy, Daryl Gilliam Jr. We're also going to be doing some WNBA talk on Saturday, 6 o'clock. Now that I'm able to do an hour show on breaks, I can do that. It's going to be dope. They haven't come up with a name with it yet, but we're working on the name and everything so we can talk some WNBA. You guys' thoughts on the picks for All-Star Starters 2025. All-Star Starters. I don't know how I feel about it. Your two captains. The captain for the East team will be Caitlin Clark. Obviously, the All-Star game is in Indiana. It'll be in Indiana this year. Caitlin Clark is the captain for the East team. And then you have Nafisa Collar from the Minnesota Lynx, the best team in WNBA. She's the captain for the West team.
Hey, Torch, I got a question for you. What player got the most votes for the WNBA All-Star game in history?
Oh, you're starting to fire there, Marcus.
That's why he turned his head. He think he's slick. He started trouble. He over here spewing that dumpster juice.
And the WNBA got the most votes at the All-Star Bell.
We know what the answer is. The answer is Caitlin Clark.
Oh, Caitlin Clark? Seriously?
Yeah.
1,293,536 votes, Torch.
Yep. And I'm not shocked because it's a popularity contest.
No, I was just wondering. I was just wondering who had did that.
I was
just wondering. Curious.
From the girl. Hold on. Watch this. I'm not shocked from the girl who's brought a fan base who didn't give a damn about the WNBA. So I'm not shocked. All these new wannabe so-called WNBA fans now who ain't really a fan of the WNBA. They're just a fan of her. Because they have something to latch on and leech onto, because they gotta vicariously live through Caitlin Clark because they ain't never did shit.
Don't you want like new new people in? Because, like, I believe somebody like, you know, a certain tight end's girlfriend from the Kansas City Chiefs, I thought she brought in a lot of people to watch the NFL. Isn't that good, though?
It's not good when it's disingenuous. It's not good when, yes, it's definitely based. Definitely, Sharon. Thank you for mentioning that. You keep it 100%. I like you. 10 toes down on that. They can pretend like they don't know. They know. No, because and Marcus, I see you starting fires. Why you want to start fires on the show? I was trying to be smooth.
I'm just asking a question.
The 4th of July is just around the corner. Why not?
Yeah, don't get mad at my comment when I.
So when a new
I'm answering your question. You think you're so slick with a new face? All right, yep. Yep, I know when that face is distorted or it's the face of a bad narrative.
As NFL fans, are we happy that Taylor Swift has brought millions of people to watch the NFL that normally wouldn't watch the NFL? So we don't like Caitlin Clark.
Sharon, once again, I love the comment. Thank you.
I didn't see the comment. Look, I'm just
okay. I'll sit up there again. There it is. There's the comment.
Okay.
Please stop with the don't y'all want more viewership crap either. I would rather not have these idiot fake ass fans messing up the league I love. Yep, absolutely. Sharon, I'm in agreement with you.
So the WNBA.
Hey, we're just stating facts though.
The WNBA has lost money nearly every year of its existence because people don't watch. And then you get somebody who brings people in to watch the sport, and now we're upset because people are watching the game. Look, you can't have it, but okay. I don't watch WNBA like that. I'm just saying you can't have it both ways and say, well, hang on. You can't say, well, no one is supporting the league. No one watches the league. They're not getting enough support. And then when you get people watching the game for whatever reason, I don't care. I don't care why you're here to watch. I just want ass and seats and I want viewers. I don't care. Okay. Because I want you to watch
Marcus,
my sport.
Ready for the answer? So you ready for the answer, Marcus?
Yes.
Here's the answer. Don't be Shannon Sharp. That's my first comment. Don't be the guy who in the summertime talks basketball and talks stuff and looks terrible for comments like that one. I'm gonna be honest with you, Marcus. Let's be clear. It is very easy. Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can legitimately see this, and they're blind. You're not going to sit here and tell me that 0 times 2 is still not 0. Because let me refute your first comment about, well, they haven't been making money ever since, and now you got somebody who brings viewers. Okay, first and foremost, the WNBA is still in debt right now. So 0 times 2 is what? 0.
Okay,
they still in debt.
Getting out of debt. You're getting out of debt.
No, they ain't getting out of debt. They still in debt.
Has viewership gone up? Has viewership gone up?
Let me answer that. I'm gonna get to that part. Okay. So first and foremost, they're not out of debt. They're nowhere near close to being out of debt.
Course
even with these fair weather supposed to be leeches that you call fan base that Caitlin Clark brings to the WNBA, that's disingenuous. That's disingenuous as hell, because here's the problem with the fan base. The fan base don't know when to put the upper lip and connect it with the bottom lip. You know what happens when you connect your bottom lip to your upper lip?
You don't say nothing. You're quiet.
Exactly. You shut the hell up. That's the problem. They don't know how to shut the hell up. They give it up and they tell on themselves all the time. How many times this year have you heard literally that if Caitlin Clark is not playing a basketball game, we're not watching?
Let me ask you this, though. I got a question.
No. We've heard that a lot. Now, here's
I have
my
a question, though, okay? Hey, guys, I got a question.
Go
So
ahead.
recently, today, the WNBA has announced that they're going to be adding 3 teams in a merger. Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly are coming into the WNBA. So I guess I'm hearing what you guys are saying. If the WNBA is so much in debt and no one's like, and much to Marcus's point, no one's viewing them, then why are they bringing on 3 new teams? Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly. Cleveland will be the first one in 2028, Detroit in 2029, and then Philly will be there in 2030. So I mean, we're 5 years away. So within 5 years, you have 3 teams.
Okay, phenomenal. I'm glad that you mentioned that. They brought one in this year. Guess what? The Golden State team, they sold out. Their franchise is worth more than any franchise that's in the WNBA right now. And they've sold out every game. Guess who's not? Guess who's not on the Golden State team? That would be one Caitlin Clark. So guess what that means? They want to watch basketball, not just Caitlin Clark, which goes to my point that y'all keep saying this one person brung all this fan base. No, it's not because of one person, sir. We've already debunked that theory. Literally, if you go look right before, and this is why I showed this on the show. This is why I do this. Bro, if it was not for the rivalry, none of these people that y'all claim that watch the WNBA right now would even be watching. Look at the NIL deals. Name, image, likeness deals before the rivalry. And then you tell me if people not watching because of that rivalry now. Because that is exactly the facts. Go look it up. It's plain and simple for everybody to see. It's been debunked already. So yeah, you have a fan base that literally wanted Stephanie White fired because of the way that she handled Caitlin Clark in the beginning with the injury, supposedly, right? They wanted DeWanna Bonner off the team. DeWanna Bonner rejected the team, left the team, said, I'm not playing for the Indiana Fever. I wonder why, right? So if Caitlin Clark doesn't play, y'all don't watch. Well, doesn't she play for the Indiana Fever? So my question is, do you really care for the team or do you just care for the person? Which now goes to my whole thought of, y'all really don't care about the WNBA. Y'all only care about the player. And the player is one who's been attached to what we call, and it's not really a rivalry when it comes to sports, because one side whooped ass in college and the other side whooped ass in tapped ass in the WNBA. So it's not really a rivalry at all.
One side always wins.
Listen, because of the situation is the reason why all of these wannabes watch. How many times has the WNBA now had to speak about racism? 2 years straight and running. You never heard it before. 2 years straight and running now from the same fan base, from the same place in Indiana twice. By the way, let's not sit here and Marcus. Oh my God. See, you about to make me go coffee talk on their ass. Let's not sit here and act like the KKK wasn't originated in that very state. Let's not act like that community and fan base has not been around the same fan base for years. The same fan base now that's been called twice on racism. The same fan base that y'all saying, oh, they bringing money to the WNBA. And all these players been speaking out about, we don't need that type of fan base in our league. We don't need those type of fans in our league. My question is to the WNBA is, are you really trying to eradicate racism, or are you trying to benefit off the same fan base that's bringing you money in, regardless of what behaviors they bring? Because we've never seen in the history of the WNBA such behavior as such. Never. ever. And I'm talking about Sue Bird and all the rest of them. Y'all claimed, hold on. And Marcus, we had this conversation. Don't be acting like we don't have executive talks. Sir, we had the conversation. We had the conversation of, oh, y'all watch all of a sudden Caitlin Clark, but Diana Taurasi's the GOAT. So you can't use the excuse that she's a white woman dominating the sport. Because Diana Taurasi's white and she's the GOAT. So that's bullshit. You use the excuse that she's a heterosexual. Let me go there. See, Marcus, why did you do this? You shouldn't have did. No. Caitlin Clark is a heterosexual. So
okay, I thought you were talking about Diana Taurasi.
Yeah. Let's go. See, you shouldn't have did this. I don't know why you did it. You done started a fire. It's been fired up all night, and now you started a fire.
Why don't you share?
No. Why you doing that? No, sir. Let me finish now. They claimed because the league was a bunch of lesbians playing in it. That's why we didn't support it. Now, Caitlin Clark is heterosexual, so now we're gonna watch. Interesting. I'm not even gonna bring up what I told Daryl behind closed doors, Marcus. But I think I brought this up to you too. You already know where I'm going with this. Also, they said, oh, we watch Caitlin Clark because she can shoot from the logo. You know what's so funny? Here's the stat. I bet you neither one of you knew. Ask me what Caitlin Clark's 3-point percentage is when she plays on the road this year. Go ahead and ask me.
What's Caitlin Clark's 3-point percentage when she plays on the road?
Don't worry about it. You ain't got to look it up. It's less than 4% from 3-point range.
3.57%.
Marcus! But I thought this was why y'all watched. Wait a minute. Your GOAT, hold on. And by the way, media has called her multiple times the Golden Goose. The main attraction was that she can shoot 3-pointers. It just hasn't happened, though. Wait a minute. Last year in the WNBA, she was 32% from 3-point range last year. 32%. This year, on the road, she shoots 3.57% from 3-point range. Marcus, and this is your king? This is your queen? You want to go there?
You want to crown their ass? Crown their ass.
You want to crown her? This is absolute abysmalness. I've never heard of a player that have such accolades, have such a dismal stat as such. That is probably the worst stat I've ever heard from a superstar ever. Can you imagine if Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant shot 3.57% on the road from 3? Do you know what people would say?
Crucify.
Do you know what criticism?
Yeah, they would.
You might need this.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna start me. I don't even know why he started me. That is crazy. That is crazy embarrassing. Yet, I've heard on social media, and Sharon has seen it as well, because she be in these groups, and I be seeing some of these buffoons talking crap about Angel Reese. Lord have mercy. My God, I have not seen such entitlement and buffoonery in all my life. No, Marcus, they would have been, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm writing an article this week about who really should have been
Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark.
No. You ain't got to look that up. You ain't got to look that up. Caitlin Clark is the better player. But here's the problem, sir. Here's the problem. The fact that any idiots would compare a guard to a power forward is absolutely abysmal. Number one. Number two, they have totally different responsibilities. If you know basketball, you know this. Number two. Number three, I have never seen a stat 3.57% from 3-point range on the road. Marcus, let that sink in, sir. for somebody who was supposed to be the main attraction for the very thing that we just haven't seen. Sir, she's 55th in three-point shooting this year. 55th.
Here's the thing about it. Here's the thing about it. I've learned this a long time ago. When you aren't, eventually you got to prove yourself. You can't just always.
Exactly.
So eventually,
ask them why they didn't let her prove herself. Then why didn't they let Caitlin Clark? And this is what I've always said about them. They make it bad for Caitlin Clark. She is the face to a very bad narrative. You literally crowned this girl the best collegiate basketball player of all time somehow. I don't know how. You crowned her supposedly the best basketball player on the planet. Literally this year.
The face of the league. The face of the league.
And supposedly the best player. She literally was on the top of the MVP charts to start the season. How is my question? Bro, I've never seen so much entitlement in my life. How? You can't even substantiate that. Substantiate how Caitlin Clark would be MVP of the league this year over Asia Wilson, over Napheesa Collar, those two, who literally right now are the best two players in the league right now as we speak. Please, somebody, anybody, if you can, substantiate that. You can't substantiate it. So that's my problem.
On the WNBA this year.
So that's my problem, Marcus. I don't want.
I
got the answer.
I was just trying to. I was just.
I know what you was doing. Listen, I don't want disingenuous fan base in my sport. I would rather have substance over money. I would rather, because let's be clear, the WNBA has never been bad. I don't understand why people say, oh, it was so bad. Are you kidding me? That is a disrespect to Candace Parker. Hold on. That is a disrespect to Candace Parker, who just had her jersey hung up in the rafters the other night. Angel Reese dropped 24, 16, and 7 the other night in LA. 24, 16, and 7 for folks who claim that she only can get rebounds, by the way. Angel Reese, last four games. 69 points, 70 rebounds.
I think they're talking about the overall history of the WNBA. I would argue the WNBA.
Hell no, Marcus, hold on, Marcus. So you telling me Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl?
I love Cynthia Cooper. I live in Houston Comets. It's and Tina Thompson.
Okay, exactly. That
gentlemen.
They go to Texas Instruments. Remember we was talking about Texas Tina Thompson. She sucks.
You're forgetting players. Asia Wilson and Napheesa Collier are the two best players right now this year in 2025 in the NBA.
He just said that. I'm saying the overall, since they came into the league, I think 96. I mean, it's nearly 30 years old. Overall. And some of it may be too. I think some of it too. I think some of it too is when the WNBA came along. Now with things nowadays, you have more instant access to stuff now. I mean, this is like right when the internet was, the internet was really popping off in like the late 90s. And it is growing, but it's like, I mean, you think if the NFL was just 30 years old or the NBA was just 30 years old, the first few years.
Right. So Marcus, Marcus, don't be disingenuous and say that the WNBA sucked. Just say that the WNBA didn't have the same, when it came out, it didn't have the social media era that it has now. Just say that it doesn't have the same, first of all, YouTube TV wasn't out in 1998.
That's what I'm saying. There's a different time. These streaming services and stuff.
There was no WNBA app. I have the app on here. There was no WNBA app. Just say that the exposure wasn't the same, but to say that the quality of basketball, that's absolute bullshit. Maya Moore and all of those players who won national championships, who are phenomenal, Diana Taurasi, all of those players, Shamika Holdsclaw, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, I can name plenty more. That's
I just think that.
disingenuous.
Well, the thing that hurts it, and I had an argument one time about this before we get ready to get up out of here. The issue with the WNBA, I feel like, is you have the favorite sports in America, the big three: football, football,
baseball, basketball.
Yeah, baseball, basketball. You're competing, and then so if you're not playing, you're competing against these other major leagues that have a century of experience over you. Okay, so then if you're not, then you're also competing with the other sports that are out there. Okay, so when are you going to play your games? So if you're not on the major networks, and then you're competing at offsetting times, you can't play your games when the NBA is playing. When is the WNBA season? Now, right? The WNBA season is now,
yeah,
right?
Well, yes, but here's the funny part, Marcus.
So who are you competing against directly for views?
Oh, we get it. The NBA, but I will say this.
No, right now you're competing directly with Major League Baseball.
Right, with baseball.
You see what I'm saying? Football starts in like a little over a month and a half. So when are you going to put that in? Because you're competing directly with these leagues that you don't have the resources to compete against. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like during basketball season, when most people are watching basketball, you can't play your games exactly then, because then you're directly competing against the NBA. Right now that the NBA is over, you're competing directly against Major League Baseball. That's the oldest sport in America. So we have to take those type of. It's not necessarily, well, they're not supporting each other. Okay, when do you want to put their games on? When do you want to put their games on?
What about early January, February, March?
Okay, January during college football, during the college football playoffs.
No. Listen, Marcus. I think that they should stay 10 toes down and continue to grind. That's what I think. And honestly, to be honest with you, that fan base of hers can go at any point in time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would rather grind it out with substance than to take cheap ass disingenuous money from people who do not give a rat's ass.
Okay, well then if you do, and maybe that's the way that they go. But then you go the way of the ABA. Then you go the way of the ABA. Because you had a very frantic fan base that loved it, but it's like you're competing when you're competing against these other major leagues, and we've seen this a bunch of other times where leagues try to compete against established leagues. We're the ABA. We're just as good as the NBA. No, you're not. We're the USFL. We're going to compete directly against the NFL. No, you're not.
My question goes to you is this simple. My question is real simple to you then. Would you rather lose being genuine or win being disingenuous? Well,
you got to understand, me personally, if you're talking about me personally, I think you know the answer. When you're talking about a business, right. This is a business. I'm talking about a business too. And in businesses, the number one goal as a business is dollars and cents. It's dollars and cents. I mean, and that sounds cruel. That sounds really bad.
It's true though.
But in the number, we sit up here and we talk a lot about NFL. The NFL don't give a damn. We're going to have football on Sundays when people are at church. We're going to have it during Thanksgiving, during Christmas when people are with their family. We're going to make these players play 2 games in 4 days because we're trying to squeeze. They don't give a damn. And unless you're a big enough commodity where you can be like, we do what we want to do. no matter what, because we make so much money, we don't give a damn what y'all think. So a place like Chick-fil-A be like, we're not working on Sundays. Hobby Lobby says we ain't working on Sundays, and they can make way more money. Okay, but they said we're going to stick to using your term, 10 toes down. We're closing on Sundays, but we make enough money during the other 6 days of the week that we can say we ain't going to be open on Sunday, even though we could make way more money. So you have to. That's what it comes down to: your principles or making money. Well, unless you have the resources to buck the trend and stand up against the establishment, then you can say, well, these are my beliefs. Okay, that's fine. If you're going to go by those beliefs, then you're not going to make money. And you're going to bankrupt the league. That's basically where you're at. And I'm not saying that I support it. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation.
Oh yeah, and I can understand the reality of the situation, but again, I guess it depends on who the person is that's running business. Because to me, legacy is the number one important thing when it comes to business.
Okay.
You can make a bunch of money. You can make a bunch. Hold on. You can make, and this is why I say that you can make a bunch of money, but then making that bunch of money, you can also lose that money very quickly. But True. If you have a legacy to hold on to, you can pass that to your kids.
Not everybody's Angel Reese. Not everybody's Angel Reese. Not everybody's Caitlin Clark. A lot of these girls, we just saw the whole thing with Brittany Griner, having to go. These girls, Diana Taurasi, maybe the greatest women's basketball player in the world, in the history, had to go play overseas. Okay. So you can stick to your principles, or you're gonna have to do other things. Diana Taurasi used to have to go and play overseas. Brittany Griner had to go over there and spend time in prison in Russia because she couldn't to make up for her money. So you have to. That's where we're at right now. So you have to look at.
I get it.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving y'all devil advocate. It's like you can sit up there and you can stand on your principle, or you can be like, okay, what if everybody said, you know what? I don't believe that football games should be played on Sunday. That should be for church. That should be for church. Okay, well, the NFL is going to have to stand up and be like, well, the NFL was still playing games during COVID. They were still playing. I'm with you, Sharon. I'm with you. I'm giving you the business perspective of it. I'm giving y'all the business perspective. This is about making money. If you don't make the practice, you're not going to survive. You can sit up there and stand on principle. Guess who else stood on principle? Colin Kaepernick. I'm sticking to my principle, and I respect you for that. You know who else stuck to their principle? You know who else stuck to their principles? Is like, well, I'm standing 10 toes down on this. Muhammad Ali. And he got stripped of his titles. So you can sit up there, but you have to understand if you want to stand 10 toes down, no, it's not a bad analogy. You're saying, I'm going to stick to this no matter what, because these are my beliefs. Okay, that's fine. But there's a price to pay for that. And if you're not established enough, you don't have enough skins on the wall to buck the system and go against the system. So it's either you take these views. I'm with you. I think a lot of this TV and stuff now is trash. The Kardashians and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But guess what? They get views and they make money because somebody's interested in that. So that's where we're at. I'm not saying it's right, but that's where we're at.
Because there's a lot of tips in it.
I'm with you.
Well, so I get what you're saying. And my article is going to be about, did the WNBA pick the wrong face? If Caitlin Clark is the face, I still think it's Asia Wilson. But if Caitlin Clark is the face, did the WNBA pick the wrong face? Because my question is, there's somebody else on this all-star list who I think should be the face.
They're always going to
Go ahead and guess her name. Guess her name.
Reese. Angel Reese.
No. I said she's
Asia.
No, we already said Asia. We already said Asia is already the face of the league.
Who's going to be? What? Paige back? Paige back?
Yes.
Paige.
Say it again.
Paige back.
Paige back. Absolutely.
Y'all make sure y'all watch. Y'all make sure y'all watch on Thursday. We gone overtime because that's what we do, and we don't give a damn because we do what we want to do. So you and Sharon, tell them what y'all are doing so we can wrap this up. What are y'all doing on Thursday, Torch?
So again, on Thursday, Sharon will be coming on the show. She can't wait to talk about this, and I'm so glad and happy to be able to talk WNBA. Again, on Thursdays, Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show, brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. Shout out. I'm always gonna stay 10 toes with them. Always 10 toes down. Asia Wilson is the real face of the league to real WNBA fans. Yeah, W fans. Yeah. Now, we will talk about that. We'll talk some more NFL stuff. I mean, it's so much to talk about, man. Support the Rise Up Family Network on Facebook. You see all the posts we got. Support the Alphabets Football Talk Show page on Facebook. Please do. Please support what he got going on. I'll let him make the announcement about the stuff that I know.
We look, the Alphabets football show's coming back.
I'll let him
first week in August we'll start making
Russell
our
K. Support Music Dreams USA, iHeartRadio. Please. Yep. And by the way, there it is right there. Yep. Go get your Me Bounce merch. Yeah, Angel Reese was smart for that. By the way, you see it right here. This is what I was talking about. I was talking about the sickle cell awareness event coming up. It's real. It's happening. All right. August 16th. All right. Make sure y'all come out. We're gonna be doing that. We also looking into a mental health awareness event coming up. We want to do that as well. You know, Rise Up Family got to get back to the community stuff too, because we've been doing that for so long. You know, doing our community work for 8-9 years running now, and we want to get back to being a blessing to the communities that's
Amen.
around. So let's do
stuff,
that.
George.
Let's be supportive. And thank you, Russell K. Marcus the Alphabet. Marcus done started some stuff. Always starting some stuff, Marcus. Don't be sitting there acting like you in hibernation mode, man.
I gotta get y'all, man. Make sure y'all tune into Alphabet's Football Show Coffee Talk tomorrow morning. We'll continue because there was some stuff that was added. The whole thing with Jonu Smith and some of the details came out late that I missed while I was on the air. So we'll talk about that in whatever news the notes tomorrow morning. So we appreciate y'all, everybody who comes out. Make sure y'all show Russell K some love. Make sure y'all show Sharon and Dre some love on Thursday. We'll be up in there. I'll be sitting back. I'll be chiming in. And make sure y'all check out Sharon too. She does a show on Saturday morning, my favorite Saturday morning show, The Side John. She does good work over there. Really good talk show. Some really deep topics over there. Make sure y'all show the Chocolate Rider some love. And we're gonna keep doing stuff, trying to bring y'all good content, good conversations, and interactive type stuff. We appreciate everybody who comes through. I know sometimes we go a little bit overboard, but we do that. We're here. We enjoy doing this and interacting with you all, chopping it up with y'all. It's nothing but love. Sometimes it may seem like there's some animosity. I have nothing but love and respect for everybody who comes through here, and appreciate everybody who comes through. Y'all could be doing anything else, and y'all are here with us. So we will see y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow morning on Coffee Talk. Make sure on Thursday y'all are chopping it up with Dre and Russell K. Make sure y'all get up with him and check out his thing over there. He does some really good work, man. All right, everybody have a great night. I'm gonna get up out of here and go get me something to eat. And much love and respect. It's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. See
you guys next Monday, man. You guys rock. Hey, Marcus, I'm gonna crash your Alphabet show and the morning show, man. I think our morning show is gonna crash in to the Alphabet show, man. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna crash it.
Come through. It'll be fun. Come through.
All right, man. Torch, you're the best.
No, I'm not. I'm just here.
Yeah. All right.